Happy Sunday, everybody. My name is Scott Mendino. Welcome to our YouTube channel where we talk about things that make your life better and make you better at life. It's an exciting time to be hanging with my good friends in the studio today. We got Joey rolling in with the brown shirt today. It's spring, but the guys bring in earth tones back.
Yes, I am. What is...
What is what?
What is spring
What
colors?
is love? Can you give me
spring
the next...
colors.
Spring colors. Are you kidding me right now?
Shoot.
What are spring colors? Are you kidding? Let's get Lily, the expert of color palettes, who's wearing brown and white today. I didn't get the memo today. Lily, what are spring colors?
I'm not wearing spring colors because it doesn't feel like spring here.
What?
But spring colors would be like light blue, pinks,
pastels,
greens, lighter colors, pastels.
I mean, I'm wearing black, so way to go. This whole studio full of earth tones today. But I'm not really understanding how it doesn't feel spring when it's
because
warm.
it's like, it's not warm compared to some other places.
Oh, wow.
But it feels good.
Wow.
It feels warmer than normal.
Really?
It got windows open, you know.
Yeah, so
but it's still cold.
We're comparing to other places.
Doesn't feel like spring yet.
Maybe
later this week it will.
What will make it feel spring?
The sunshine.
I feel like rain is part of spring too, and there's
Not
like
April showers bring May flowers.
But it's cold rain.
But that's.
Whenever you ever had a hot rain?
I think it's spring.
Florida.
Hot rain? It was still. It was hot outside, but the water was refreshing. I never had hot rain. I feel like it's like an acid bath that you wouldn't want. Okay, but let's see. I do think Minnesota's jacked up at the weather at the moment. That's where we're broadcasting from, is the fact that the thaw happened so early that we think mentally it should be May, June, and it's not. It's April into May, and this is what it does every year. Every year, we get tons of rain. It's muddy. The grass gets green. You don't have flowers. It's just... Are you wishing you were somewhere else, Lil?
No, I'm so happy to be here. I love it here.
But you want more spring colors? How come
I don't want anything. I'm doing great.
Oh,
I just dress for it.
Okay. So earth tones.
But that means means I'm not in warm clothes because it's not warm. I'm in a jacket.
I just opened my closet and
that's what jumped on you.
But you knew it needed to be long sleeve. Why?
It was a little chilly.
Exactly. Thank you very much.
Thank you. She feels validated, vindicated, whatever word you want to use to explain. We got also somebody in the background, and sometimes we get him right into the conversation. Sometimes we just let him be a spectator in the background because he's just sitting there smiling. We got our good friend Dwayne all the way down in Mississippi where spring has sprung. It has probably got flowers all over the place.
Yeah, his wife says it's summer there already.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. See, Dwayne, were you just smiling at this conversation? You're like, these guys will talk about anything.
Yeah, well, no, because legitimately, for me, the stage that you guys are in right now was the hardest part of living in Minnesota. It wasn't the negative 40 degree, it's going to be cold. You expect it to be cold, and you appreciate it being cold. But it's like, okay, hey, it's time. It's time to warm up now.
Yeah, and you're a baseball coach, so in that quest for the championship. You got so many games canceled and things of that nature because of the spring weather in Minnesota.
Playing baseball and it's snowing, it's like that was a new thing for me. So it's like, okay, hey, I'll always have that.
Yeah, that would be miserable. Because I'm assuming you're not allowed to go out there with your coat on and play. You have to be in your jersey, and that just no. Joey's staring off into the abyss. I don't know. Are you picturing that, Joey?
Yeah, baseball, cold weather, not a good.
Doesn't make sense.
And just hitting, it would hurt.
But you play football in the cold, that hurts. But
no.
I think baseball, you're doing a lot of standing. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying there's a lot of standing around. Freezing. Whereas at least football, when you're in on the field, you're moving around. You're moving. You're not meandering. In baseball, it's hurry up, get out there. So it's hurry up, wait, and then all of a sudden, just wait for somebody to hit the ball, and then you move. And I cannot imagine you being fast when the ball's hit and you're like, oh, I have to move now, and I'm frozen.
That is very true.
I'm talking myself out of baseball. I think my quest for my baseball career is over, though, to be honest. But hey, your son Marshall started t-ball this week. How'd that go?
It was good. It was he does a really good job for a 3-year-old of paying attention to the game. So that's always good. But I mean, t-ball it's hurting cats.
Yeah.
Like there's kids playing tag in the middle of a game. Like it's chaos.
Get them out of here.
Chaos.
Playing tag.
But I mean, you expect it.
That's
Yeah,
so cute.
yeah. They're so cute though.
They're so cute.
They're so cute. Yeah.
I don't know how you do that.
Is every game a tie in t-ball in Mississippi, or do you actually have winners?
No, every game's a tie. We play 2 innings, and the whole team bats regardless of, and they stay on the base regardless if they get out or not. They run the bases. So
what is it here in Minnesota?
Oh, same type of thing. Well, actually, I mean, I've never. That's how it was when I was in t-ball.
imagine,
So
yeah.
I'm sure it's the same.
Yeah, yeah. I could only imagine a game of t-ball that is limited to 2 hours, because I think beyond that it's just a bit masochistic for all parents. That's what I would imagine. For those that are joining us online, live on Sunday, I mean, we always start the conversation slow, but today we're in a conversation, a discussion, if you will, on how to deal with, put up with mean people, difficult people. So every week, last week it was about mean people. Today we're going to talk about another group of people that are very difficult to manage and deal with. And so we titled it Busy People and How to Deal with Them, because busy people are difficult. It's just true. Like, if you are a busy person, you have got to know this. You're hard to deal with. You are difficult to deal with because your schedule controls a lot. You know what? When people see people so busy, they don't even offer you an option to do things. It's like, I'm not even going to call them. They're always busy. I don't want to add another thing to their plate, which makes them difficult to deal with. So, buckle up, buckos. It's going to be a toughie one. We're gonna medal today, Joey.
We're gonna medal.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Like we're gonna place? Like
No.
Like,
Maybe I'm saying it wrong.
Got such a competition mindset.
Lily, what am I saying?
We're gonna pry.
We're gonna get into people's
I was
medal.
not tracking.
It's a tough English word because it's spelled the same, but it has different meanings.
Yeah,
when
English.
used in.
I was like, we're gonna medal for like who's the busiest or
Yeah,
something.
no. The goal
No,
is
we're gonna medal for who's the slowest.
slow. That's the
You get a medal.
Dwayne, when we say we're gonna medal, how would you say it in the deep south, down there in Mississippi? How would you say we're
I lie. It's not the same spelling.
like we're gonna get up in your business a little bit? We're gonna step on some toes today. How would you say that down in the deep south?
Oh, metal is for sure it.
Yeah, it's like here's the truth of what we're gonna do. It's like what all in-laws have a bad reputation for doing. They get up into the business of how to do things. Parents, grandparents, all of a sudden they get in and tell you how you should raise your kids. Like that, it's amazing. I'm gonna be that one day. I guarantee you 100%. I'm a guy that I just can't sit idly by and watch people do things that I think would be better if they did it my way. Let's just be it's more about pointing at, hey, no. Here's the wise thing to do as a follower of Jesus. Here's how to raise kids. And so I don't want so much. We're using it's tongue in cheek. What's that mean? Little tongue in cheek. Maybe we should go with Joey. Joey, actually, we're gonna go with Joey.
Sounds
first.
a bit harder.
Tongue in cheek. What is tongue in cheek? When I say I'm just being a little bit tongue in cheek.
Like you're joking, kind of.
Yeah, that's it's probably a little harsher, a little bit more sarcastic in it. Is that how you'd say it, Dwayne?
Yeah, sarcastic.
Tongue in cheek. Okay. So it's gonna be a good conversation. Maybe we're gonna give you some answers to your life, your busyness. Maybe you're a parent and you've got. Again, I gotta make sure my illustrations are of no one's, but it can feel that way because if I say maybe you're a parent of 4 kids, you're like, he's talking about me. I have 4 kids. Like whatever number I choose, right, Dwayne? Somebody's gonna go, that's me. And if I use maybe you're a parent of 8, that's unrelatable for most people. Like I'm a parent of 8, right? Like most people can't understand that, so they would just go, they'd turn off. So you have to pick. The average house has, what would you say, Dwayne? How many kids do you think the average household has? And this is gonna be this is like a trick question because it's wild how they even number this. What's the average, you think?
I feel like the average would be 2.
Okay, you're close.
I feel like that would be the median.
The median, the beginning. Right, okay.
Jill.
Yeah, Joey's trying to get in there with some good phrases. Isn't he? You got Lily on that one.
But yeah.
Well done, Joey. What? Why are you rocking your head back and forth? Are you a bobblehead?
Because I know
today?
we learned the mean, median, and the mode, and the mean is the average. But when you think about what the median is, you're still getting an average number in a group of numbers. So
Yeah.
it's just kind of silly.
Yeah, so I just
Sorry,
glance
math teachers.
I
It's
just glance over to the chat today, and J Maestro 8 says 2.5, and that is the correct answer, folks. When you go to, and I don't even know how you do that. Like how?
Yeah, what constitutes a grown kid versus
Like-
0.5?
0.5, is that like because when they're doing this, there's one growing in the womb? It's just like,
What?
2.5 is the average. Like no one's running around with half a child. But when you get back the census, the average household has 2.5. It's like, what? How do you get a half when everything's wholes? Is this not a fair question? I'm not a math major.
I'm definitely not either.
So, but if you have like 3s and 5s and stuff, and all of a sudden you get 2.5, what is happening? So I don't know how they get there. 2.5 kids is the average, so I can't use that as an average because that makes no sense. So we're going with 3. When you got kids and you got them in 3 different sports and 3 different clubs, and then you got your own thing, all of a sudden you just became, you didn't even know this. Like parents today, I hear this, I didn't know when I was going to become a parent that I was going to be becoming a shuttle service where I'm just going to, here. I'm eating dinner in the car. I'm too busy to do this and I'm too busy to do that. And that's the world we live in. Like, what I think we have been duped, especially in Western culture, as yawning Lily over here. I heard you in the microphone. That means everyone at home just heard you yawn.
I apologize.
That was not a...
I was actually surprised.
Yeah, at what I hadn't... If I made a point, then that would have been perfect. Okay, so we have where people are feeling... The target in life is the more busy I am equals in some form or fashion succeeding. Success. Now you could have that sound, Lil. Yeah, there you go. Right? Like that's the I talk to so many people. How you do? I'm just busy. But it's like we wear it as a badge of honor. Woo! I'm busy. Means I'm doing it right. I'm busy doing what? That would be the question. Busy doing what? So answer that question for yourself. What are you busy doing? Like, and if you want to be sober, doing what? Busy doing what? Write it in the chat if you're in the chat this morning. Busy doing what? I do like how, just again, a quick glance over the emojis. If you want to get my attention, and I got to glance over quick to the iPad, the emojis draw my attention. But Amy Beal gets in there and says, the J Mastro B equals Jeff. I did know that, but I was just, if I would have said Jeff, people would be like, who is that? Because they only know the name. And then I saw that my mom was late. She said, I'm late today. My mom sent me a video. I don't know what kind of videos your parents send you guys, but my mom sent me a video of yesterday. She had charcoal on a stump, like cooking charcoal. Mm-hmm. That she had drilled a bunch of holes into the stump and put charcoal in there, lit it on fire, and she's going to try to burn out the stump. And I said, wow, that's going to take a long time, like smoldering.
That's very creative.
Your mom is amazing.
No, the question I got from my mom, obviously I don't know this, but I would hope that you cook something over that. Marshmallows. If you're going to use charcoal. Like, has your mom ever sent you something like that, Lil?
Not like that.
Okay, so let's hear.
I just think about the videos my mom sends.
Yeah, what are the videos? Let's go around the table here, Dwayne. Right. You'll be last. What kind of videos do your parents send you? Let's just widen it to parents.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so we'll go parents.
Okay.
I think I'd win the award for the weirdest.
Okay, let's hear it. The charcoal and burning a stump is pretty.
Well, my dad is like doing some like music gatherings with Colombians. And it's weird, so I win. And I said that nicely. My mom sent me a video. Actually, someone sent it on her behalf of her playing this piano in Vegas.
Your mom was playing
Yeah.
the piano? I didn't know she
Yeah,
played.
she was not really playing. You know when someone knows like 2 songs and it's like the one where you go. Is
Oh,
my
with your
mom.
fist?
Yeah, there's like one like that. I think it's called Chopsticks.
I have no chopsticks is where it's
Oh,
dun,
never
dun, 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 dun,
Okay,
dun,
look,
dun,
you
dun.
do know. Anyways,
Yeah.
my
Okay.
parents are hilarious.
Parents are hilarious. Like, I'm going to be the worst of them all. Like, my kids are in trouble. I mean, seriously. I'm going to send them things just to make them think I've lost my mind. So then when I officially do, they'll have no idea. They're just like, that's just dad the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay, how about you, Joey? Do your parents send you any crazy videos?
My mom has been sending me a ton of dog videos because my mom watches my dog a lot, a good amount, and my dog loves my mom, and he's very spoiled, and so she sends me a lot of dog videos of like, and they're pretty funny. But
So
just
she's sending you good stuff.
yeah, just dog videos.
That's
Dog
awesome. I love it.
Yeah, since Lily's got a cat, Holly, my wife, and I, we're together in a group chat with Lily, and Lily sends pictures and videos of her cats all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like the other day, we're in a pretty important
That's
meeting.
all I have pictures of on my phone now.
We were at a group ride last Sunday after church on One Wheels, and we were defining how many cats should one own before they're a crazy cat person. Somehow somebody came up with 4. So
Which
Lily's
made me
safe.
feel good because I only have
I think it
3.
might be 3.
3. I thought it was
I
3,
didn't know
but
you had 3.
somebody
I
said-
thought you had 2. You're crazy.
All right, Dwayne, we've left you for the last two. Either you're gonna just tip this thing, and it's gonna be. So, what kind of videos do your parents send you?
Ooh, my mom doesn't send me anything, so
Why?
she'll send pictures. I don't know. I don't know if she knows how to send like.
What kind of son are you to her? Teach her how to do this.
Yeah,
He's like-
yeah, and like I don't know. I feel like relatively.
I mean, we're
I think you said
busting
it
out
right
big
the
words
first time.
today.
Yeah, yeah. I have very young parents. Like
Would you just
like
call all of our
very young
parents old?
parents. No,
them
like
old.
I have like I've always been that guy that's of a kid that's always had like, you know, you go to like a game and it's like, oh, those are your parents, like they're so
Wow.
young. Like
Yeah.
I remember going on jobs and they're like, that's your son, like he looks like they could be your brother. It's like yeah they're really young. He's really young.
And,
So-
and you think she doesn't know how to
she
send a
doesn't.
video? Wow.
No, she doesn't.
So that you say that
doesn't.
when we were in Austin, Texas a few weeks ago, you know, I mean, with Legend and Epic, they were thinking we were triplets. Some 90-year-old woman came up to me. Now she's 90, but she had it all together. She's a sharp woman. She's like, "Sonny, how old are you?" And I was like, "Well, how old do you think I am?" She goes, 19. But you have 8 kids, so I just can't sort it out. Like, how old are you? And I told her. She's like, "Wow, I'd have never guessed that." So maybe Legend and Epic's friends are saying that that's your dad. I thought he was your older brother. I don't know. Just saying. You know, just hearing you talk about how young your parents are. Now, I'm not young. I look young, but I'm not young. Okay, what are your... So, mom sends photos. Does dad send videos to you?
Let's see. I think the last video Dad sent was of maybe a motorcycle. The exhaust
Yeah.
of the motorcycle. So yeah.
Yeah, put in the chat. If you have not at home, put in the chat what are your videos and things your parents are sending you, because that's going to be laughs. Because, I mean, think about how we should do this for Sunday, Mother's Day. The videos that our parents send. Like, I think what happens with the older generation of parents is they forget that we can save these things. Like, Holly's dad sends us videos all the time, like, his hair crazy. Like, you're like does he know that we can save this? Like, it doesn't just vanish. This isn't like Snapchat or something where it's gone, or a story. We have it for, like, it's crazy. So it is entertaining for sure. My mom, outside of burning something, she sends mostly animal pictures. This is what's in my backyard. This is how close a chipmunk it is. This is a snake eating a chipmunk. We get to see it all, of all the animals, and it's really fun. And so I like that. I don't want my mom to get any impression that I would be down on those pictures and videos. It's very nice. But what a good story today. Way to do it. Way to just start putting emojis into the chat today, everyone. Apparently, now I see that Jen Winman has got 3 emojis like going. She's super emotional today. it seems, with her response. Okay, nonetheless, we are talking about mean people today, and we're talking about mean people. I keep saying that. We're talking about difficult people, and we're talking about busy people. That's the idea. And we've used this illustration. This is going to be a review for some of you because some of you just got duped and culture sucked you back into being busy. And so today we're going to try to pull you back to what Jesus has to say about what it is. Because that's the thing is when we're busy doing it. What is the goal? What's the goal? Why are we putting all of the our kids in? If you feel overwhelmed, your schedule's out of control, right? Nothing like. We're going to say today, I don't want somebody to walk out of here, Lil, and think I'm down on sports. I love sports. I mean, I'm wearing a Viking thing today because we watched the draft the other day, and the Vikings drafted quite well. I'm really stoked on it. I know some Viking fans hoped for a different quarterback. That's the guy I wanted from the beginning. And so I got what I wanted. So it's a good day. And so I'm not down on anything. But what I'm what I don't want is people to continue to think the goal is busy doing what, and what's the goal? What is it? Like you can't define it, then you gotta do a momentary pause. Like, why are you running? Why have you become a bus shuttle? If your 16-year-old self and you had a conversation today and you told him, well, my average day is I work my job, and then when I get home, I grab a peanut butter sandwich, and then I eat the rest of my dinner in the car while I wait for my child to get done with the chess club and get my other child done with swim meet, and then the other child over here is in gardening school, so I got to pick them up, and then that half kid, well, I don't know where they are because it's hard to keep track of 0.5. It's just like, right? I don't think a 16-year-old's going, that seems very awesome, and nor do I think parents are thinking that's the goal, but that's where we're at. Because we've gotten in, Joey was telling me this, like I've heard about it, but I've not met anyone. It was been seeming a bit mythical. Lil, have you heard about, Joey was talking about this, but I'm going to quiz her. Joey has no idea what I'm talking about. Lily, have you ever heard of gentle parenting?
Yeah.
Okay, Dwayne, have you ever heard of gentle parenting?
I don't know.
It's a new style.
I saw a huge post about it on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
This girl's going off about it.
Like in a good way?
No, like this is ridiculous kind of way.
Yeah, here's the gentle parenting approach on getting shoes on. Me, Dwayne, as dad, it's like, Rev, he is 4 years old. At that point, he should be pretty self-sufficient, right? It's like, get your shoes on. And if he throws a fit, gentle parenting would say, oh, I want to validate your feelings about wanting to not put on shoes today. So let's get 2 chairs. Let's sit eye to eye and tell me, why don't you want to wear those shoes today? And then you want to make sure that your child knows you heard their protest and that you validate their feelings. Yes, I can understand that you don't want to wear these shoes today because they make your toes feel funny. Okay, right? And so you have this kind of validate them. And then you need to come up with 3 solutions on how to get them to wear their shoes. Okay, well, would it work if we give you more time to put your shoes on? Do we need to get you Velcro shoes so that it could be... And you come up with 3 solutions, and then you let them choose the solution that you want, which is great, because tomorrow the solution you came up with, they aren't going to want to do anyways, and you're going to revert back to the old stuff going, put your shoes on already! There's your version of gentle parenting, Dwayne.
Great picture.
Okay. All right? Did I get close?
Yeah.
Okay. But we have all these fads about parenting and all these things, and we get sucked into them like that's going to fix the thing. But really, when you come to Jesus principles, if we stick to Jesus principles in ourselves first and foremost, we're going to not get sucked into something that's not reality nor plausible. Like to sit a child down who's 4 years old and have a rational conversation. I can't even sit an adult, human, 40 years old and have a conversation on things on that. So it's like, holy cow. Right? Like, anything to add to gentle parenting?
No, I think that was a great picture. It's pretty much, yeah. I mean, it's everything you said, but like validating their feelings.
Yeah. I'm going to
like
validate
every little feeling.
I think I validate Red's feelings after he's filed his complaint by screaming and throwing himself to the floor by me coming at him and saying, hey, if you don't get up, your world's going to get a lot worse. That's why I think he got validated and like, I heard you.
Yeah.
That's all you need to understand. I heard you, but I'm a dictator. That's the problem around here. I'm a dictator when it comes to parenting. Somebody asked me, what is my parenting strategy? I'm a dictator, and I don't negotiate with terrorists, and children are terrorists. So there's no negotiating. Why would I negotiate with a terrorist? They don't want any good things. And I like to laugh in the background, Dwayne, but there are some that just say, this guy, he is abusive to children. Joey, you laugh because you're like, yes.
No.
No, you don't think I am, but you know people are saying that.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Joe, you're so funny.
Yeah. I posted, this is a couple months ago. I posted all the kids splitting wood because that's how we heat our house. And Revolution is carrying 2. And he's stacking it with the rest of the kids. And they're like, wait, that's what your kids do? You make them work? I was like, well, if they want to have a warm house, well, yeah. I got to put some work in. They're like, you are a horrible parent. That was one of the DMs I got. I was like, wow, thank you. Wow, okay. You've robbed their childhood. That's what don't get me, I'm going to say don't get me started, but I'm started.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's go into Wednesday. We're going to pick last week for Wednesday. Dwayne, think about your Wednesday last week. Joey, think about your Wednesday. Lily, think about your Wednesday.
Okay.
We're going to do a quick illustration. This is a review for busy people, okay? You at home, this is a review. We've used this illustration a lot, okay? So everyone across the globe, use this illustration. Think about your Wednesday. The clock starts at midnight, okay? So midnight, we're starting the clock. So everybody understands this, okay? Midnight, were you in bed or not? We have $24 sitting on the desk today. I don't know if anyone even put in the chat. The guy has a stack of money. So we got ones and quarters because I figure some of you are going to try to get me and split it into half since the Census Bureau splits children into half. So we got quarters, okay? We got quarters and we got 2 50-cent pieces. Just being diverse in our coinage here. Okay. Every dollar equals an hour. Okay, Lily, we're going to go with you.
Okay.
How many hours of sleep on Wednesday did you get?
From starting at midnight?
At midnight. Yep.
I would say like 7.
7 hours. Okay, so there is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours in your day gone. You were very productive, though, I'm sure, because you slept, recover your muscles so you could hit the gym.
I didn't, though.
Oh, boy, that's...
Don't go to the gym on Wednesday.
Okay, so there you go. Dwayne, how many hours did you get for your on a Wednesday? This guy.
Starting at midnight. So it'd be 6.
6 hours. Okay, Joey, how about you?
I'm going to make this complicated. 6.5.
6.5, that guy. Okay. And I would be in there as well, somewhere between 6 and 7 hours on that side of midnight. Okay, so that's the average in the room. Okay, how long let's talk about the getting ready process. Lily, to get ready, you know, how long did you spend? Is it a dollar bill an hour?
Well, no, I mean, like, I sat down and read and had coffee, so that would probably be like an hour. Less. But how do you...
So you want 75 cents?
Sure.
So we're going 75 cents so 3/4 of an hour.
That's 4. Yep.
Okay.
Then I got ready. Sure, an hour.
So now we're back to an hour. Oh my goodness. Can we call it?
No, but then I got ready an additional hour.
Oh.
75 cents.
Okay,
reading
so
and quiet
you're
time.
saying breakfast, small, just chilling.
Just
an hour. Okay.
Getting ready for the day.
Boys, how about you?
No. Okay.
I was up and out of the house 30 minutes.
Okay, Dwayne?
30 minutes.
30 minutes. Okay, up and out, that's everything. Lily's hanging, chilling, but she's got another hour, so she's at 7 hours sleeping. She's at 9 hours of the day gone. Okay. Then how long were you at work, Joey? Because you get at school
About 8.
8 hours?
8.5, yeah.
Okay, Dwayne, how about you?
Let's see, 6:30 to 3:30. So
Okay.
That would be 9 hours.
9 hours. Lily,
9
how about
hours?
you on Wednesday? Whew, your day's long.
I have like a 10.5 hour day on Wednesdays.
Oh, I'd have given you 11.
11. Okay. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like,
why do you keep working on halves? You're killing me. Good thing I have this. Okay. So Lily now going 1, 2.
depends on how needy our students are.
3,
They've been very needy
4,
lately.
5,
in a good way,
6,
but
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 11 hours used up. Okay, now Lily's left with 4 hours left of the day.
Sleep time. No, but I go home and eat dinner.
Hang
Unwind.
with your.
Yeah, we do.
So
yeah.
is that an hour? You're up?
hour.
An hour.
Mhm.
Now we got three hours left. How about you? You come home. She did 11. Now again, everybody's life's different, but we chose Wednesday. Dwayne and Joey. It feels like when you're talking, you guys had maybe she's got an 11-hour day that day. Let's take away 3 hours. Okay, because
From her?
for you guys, you probably aren't. You guys talked about, so we're looking at averages here between you guys, okay? But then dinner is eaten by everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's talk about what time we're going to bed, and then we'll see what we're left before we get to the additional. We got 3 hours of coins left. We got 6 hours left. What time we going to bed? Around 10 o'clock or so?
Yep.
10?
Yeah.
10? Okay, hopefully everyone is doing this exercise at home. You're left with 4 hours. What are we doing with those 4 hours? Think about Wednesday. What are you doing with your 4 hours? So
This is after you go to bed?
No, we
Oh, that
you're
you
going to
have
bed at
left?
10. That get 2 hours. You just spent 2 hours.
Okay.
So that would be a total of 8 hours ish, give or take. So you have 4 hours. Oh, look, they don't even know what they did with these hours.
Driving.
We had FPU.
Yep, we had small group, which was another hour. Did we go long? No, we went long this week. So because we wrapped it up, then we started talking about mission trip and stuff. So that's an hour. We call it an hour and a half. Lily can't think.
Why? What?
What
Driving time.
So okay, we'll take again unique to us with small groups. So we'll give that hour and a half to commuting. So now we got 2.5 hours in the day.
Scrolling. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, at night. TV.
Or-
TV, like all 2 hours going to TV.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will, is that?
Well, from Wednesday, I probably slept in longer than I thought because there's nothing else there's no downtime on Wednesdays ever.
Okay.
Except for
So
at
you're
night.
saying you would love to have 2.5 hours?
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Okay, so but again,
That would be like me going into work 2 hours later. That's crazy. So where did that time go?
Whew, that's a fair question, isn't it?
I think I slept in later. You know,
Okay, so you would like to throw another. Okay, so at the end of the day,
because I don't have it. I don't have like, had some chill time.
I think this is a good illustration of life in general. Is that you end up with? We're gonna go for entertainment purposes. We're gonna put another 30 minutes into the pile, and go on average. You have 2 hours that you don't even know what you did with. Like, right, that could be reserved for Facebook, Instagram, all those things. It could be I got stuck in a conversation, so I got home later. You on Wednesday stuck talking to students. You got these 2 hours, but you don't even know how to account for them right now. In accounting, in a business, that's unacceptable. To not know where $2 went or get it big. You're like, right, wait, you don't know where you put that money? You don't know how you spent it? And all of a sudden, you're going to have a big old business meeting. Yet we do this. Our biggest thing in our lives, we don't think of it like this, is money. Not money, is time. Time. We can't get it back. That's our biggest currency. Yet we spend it doing what? What's the goal? If you're a parent that got, driving people around, your 2 hours got ate up by shuttling people everywhere. And all of a sudden, did you do what really matters? I'm going to leave you with that question. Did you do what it really matters? As we watch Waymaker, because somebody's going to need a way out of this, right? You're going to need, like, well, what's the solution here? You're speaking my love language, Scott. I'm overwhelmed. You just overwhelmed me with that exercise. I realize I'm doing all this kind of crazy stuff with what? You need a way out. Now, there's a group of other people, I'm going to say this just so I make sure. There's a group of you that got to get busy. Because you're like, well, no, I watch about 6 hours of TV at night or 10 hours a day, and I'm watching. Let's get going. Like, shut that thing off. Let's get moving, okay? But as we need to provide a way, we got to find a way out of this situation. So hum along, listen to this song, give a thought about your life, and we're going to come back and give you helpful things to fight against culture telling us the goal is to be busy doing what, and what should we be busy doing to make us feel like we are doing something worthwhile. So we'll be right back after this video. Enjoy.
You are here, moving in our midst. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, working in this place. I worship you. I worship you. You are here. You're moving in our midst. I worship you. I worship you. You are here. You're working in this place. I worship you. I worship you. 'Cause you are miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. never stop working. You'll never stop working. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You'll never stop working. You'll never stop working. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You'll never stop working. You'll never stop working. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You'll never stop working. You'll never stop. You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. That is who you are. That is who you are. Oh, that is who you are. That is who you are.
All right, like the words in that are so powerful. That is who you are. As we're fading out that underneath it, like that's called Waymaker, and it's a song to remind us of God provides a way. As you are gonna today be confronted with the reality that you just might be too busy doing the wrong stuff. That culture's duped us. Again, we have and Joey's a coach, Dwayne's a coach, and they love sports. But you gotta also realize that there's a massive onslaught on the attack on the family with all of these sports. That I gotta get my kids signed up with every league, every season, where we're teaching our kids that busy's the goal. That if you stop and pause and do the right things, you're actually failing in life. We have a big opportunity for people to get on mission. Living life on mission is to live life on purpose. Traveling to locations to help further their work and their progress on what they're doing, and to further the kingdoms of Jesus, to go and spread the good news. And so as a church, we're going on mission. And you know how many times I've heard from people, I'm just too busy to go. I'm busy, I can't do it. And it's like, busy doing what? And when I've asked that, it's like, the list is, well, I know it's not the right stuff. And it's like have bought in that this is it versus something else. If you want to sign up, you still got a chance. It's $225 for all of those traveling. Actually, we're going to make it everyone's traveling this year. There's no van this year, so the cost is for everyone, everywhere. $225 because everybody's driving themselves this year, which is going to be kind of fun. A lot of cars in the parking lot. It is May 13th, which is 2 weeks from today. Which actually the 13th, I think, is Monday. But 2 weeks from today, you can come hang with us. We're going to do some amazing work. Sign up online, and you can give your $225 per person to go on the mission trip, to go to unlockchurch/give. Look for the mission trip, and then you're in. And we're going to have a go-to meeting this Thursday at 7 o'clock Central Time. So we're excited about the mission trip, but as I've listened to people, it's just, I'm busy. That's their answer. Like if my kids told me when I said, hey, will you take out the garbage? And their response to me was, Dad, I'm just too busy. I can't do that. A gentle parenting or that would just not be a thing at that moment. I'd be like, what'd you say to me? But as adults, that's the target, I guess. That's the goal. So I hope we've set it up in a way that you guys can process it. I want to talk about margin really quick. Joey, Dwayne, you guys are teachers. I know you're not exactly the teachers of English, and nor do we have paper as much anymore. But back in the day, there used to be lined paper that you just wrote everything on, but there was this top portion and the left portion that you didn't write on. What is that called?
Margin.
The margin. Dwayne, why are there margins on paper? Ooh.
I
We
mean,
stumped him.
I know for the the left side, especially in the 3-lane binder, it's hard to write there with the actual little
Yeah.
clips there. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that was by design. Well, I imagine it's by design because even in books, when you open up the margin, it's hard to see kind of there. And I know if you bring the book back, then it's not good for the glue that holds the paper together. So yeah, that's what I got.
Okay. Lily, what is margin? Can you look up the actual definition of margin for us? Because I'm going to give you my version of margin, and I've used this for a long, long time. But margin, because this is the goal, everyone. You're not going to be able to make it to the end. Here's the goal to look at your life. Margin in my words. Actually, did you already look it up, Lil?
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
The edge or border of something.
Yeah, that's so clear.
I don't think it's,
So
there's
clear.
not.
But here it is. When you look at a piece of paper, I know for our maybe millennials and down, you may never wrote on a piece of paper with margins on it. But the margin is the amount available beyond what is necessary. Joey's mouthing it. You're mouthing it. You're like, what the hell? Anything about that? The amount available beyond what is necessary. Okay, so breaking that out, because it's still pretty big statement. What are we trying to unpack there, Joey? As we say, the margin in life or even on a piece of paper is the amount available beyond what is necessary. He's squinting his eyebrows here. Oh boy, got this guy pondering. Wait, you're looking at the chat to cheat? Yeah,
No, I'm Lily.
a lifeline.
Lily, no, she's helping me out. She said margin, the amount available beyond
What is
what is
necessary?
necessary.
Right. Dwayne, how about you?
So you have your necessary.
Honestly, I'm a little.
So you have
can
your
be confusing.
necessary.
I'm confused.
You have your necessary. What is necessary in your life, Joey? In your day to day, what's necessary?
You don't need to answer that right now because that'd be a long question, but that's what she's saying.
Okay.
She's trying to eating, drinking.
Yeah.
So Dwayne, can you unpack it? Lily helping a little bit there. When we say it's the amount available beyond what is necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, break it down.
In life.
Yeah, with our illustration of life. Yeah.
Okay, like the essentials, like Lily was saying, as far as eating, sleeping, yeah, I think that's all that falls under the like the basic
necessary-
needs
Yeah,
is
yeah.
eating and sleeping.
Yeah, I get it that's like, that might be true, but I think in life, like, no, that's not, even take Jesus out of it, being a follower of Jesus, take that out of there. There's more important things. Like, food is great, I love it, sleep great, wonderful. But let's be honest, we're not waking up, well, I'm not. I don't wake up going, woo! Can't wait to eat. No, there's something
I
more
do.
about that.
I do too.
You guys,
Man, this breakfast I've been having lately. Ooh,
same breakfast?
I am. What did people are saying? There's something people are saying now. I
Fire.
forget what. No,
Fire.
not
Yeah.
that.
No, that was so 2010. Dwayne.
Yeah.
I'll
I
remember
teach middle
it, but yeah.
schoolers.
Yeah. And it's Mississippi, so it could just be catching on. No, I'm just messing. But you have, like, I get it.
So
like,
then, what are you saying? What are you saying is necessary? I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but
what
I
are
just
you
think
saying is
it-
necessary?
and this is where people make jokes. I want to move out in the middle of nowhere, but man, people, relationships, hanging with loved ones. Like, no one dies at the end of their life going, man, I just want one more breakfast.
So you're saying your margin is beyond the people
But
stuff during the day?
No. I'm saying the amount available. What we're defining necessity as what they say. You need to have a roof over your head. You need food, and you need sleep. Those. It's like, yeah, I get those things, and yes, that's part of our everyday. But there's more in life than those feeding my human needs, right? Like, I get it. Like, the word "what is necessary."
So are you asking what's necessary besides those?
Yeah, but that's what I was
things?
trying to. And you guys are falling into the trap that
Okay.
necessary is sleeping and eating.
And making money?
But then it's going to
your
be
family.
I need right. That's obviously that's a yeah. That's,
Yeah, but in some of these,
that's correct, but that's
things, some of their hours, family wasn't present.
yes,
Family time. Some
Yeah.
people's.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point.
Are you trying to get us to say something that
No,
we think is necessary, but not? But it's
No,
actually not
I'm
necessary?
not trying to trap you. I'm trying to show. I know that's surprising. I'm trying to show that we get duped in what is necessary: food, necessary, sleeping. I'm not arguing that, but what I'm trying to say is if we really got it, no, I have to make money. I have to make money or I can't. I understand we all probably live in a house and we have to provide food and those things. I do understand those things, but what's the end goal? Like if we can't decide what is necessary, right? Or leave wiggle room. Like this is what's necessary for my everyday life, and we really get it down to the simplest. Yes, you need food, sleep, but you also, depending your life. You have little kids, so obviously there's some more necessary things there, the time spent with them. Lily just being married for like 9 months, a bit of necessary. Dwayne building a house and has 3 little ones and married and starting a new career. Kind of, it's like necessary gets there. But what we start doing is we just max out everything. It's like a credit card. Most people max those things out. And so what happens is we say things like this: if I don't do as much as I possibly can, then I won't make it. I won't make it. And that's how we leave it. If I don't do as much as I possibly can, I won't make it. My kids won't have it. And I want you to know what it is. I want you as an individual where you are define it. What's the it? Because most people, I don't know, but this is if I don't do as much as possibly I can, I'll never make it. And then they go, I'll fall behind. In what? In keeping up with the Joneses? Making sure my kids are super busy? Most people put their kids into sports not because they think they're going to be a pro athlete. It's because they don't want to parent. They would never say it that way, but boy, if my kids aren't going into sports, then I would have to deal with them. Wow! Breaking news, parents. They're your children. You should have to deal with them. Now, I think I love sports. They teach a lot of great things, but my goodness. Own your children. Raise your children. If you have said phrases that, I need to get my kids involved in this, burn out some energy. Mom and dad, burn out some energy with them. Go do it. It's not somebody else's responsibility. It is yours. You own 100% of your child's future. Not that if they succeed and fail, but you are raising them. But we are so quick to offset our children's life through education, through relationships, through all these other things. Somebody else deal with my kid. They're too crazy. Own your child. If I don't get them in the sport, they're going to fall behind in life. They won't be as athletic as their peers. What? 40-year-old dad. When was the last time you lined up on a line with some dude, other 40-year-old, and raced him to see who's faster? Now, don't count me into that equation because that's me. I'd be like, Joey, let's race. Just that guy.
Who do you think would win?
In a sprint?
Yeah, sprint.
Me.
Oh!
I love it,
Let's do
Joey.
it.
Let's
How
go.
far?
As far,
200 meter. 200 meter.
200 meter, yeah. 200 meter.
200 meter.
Yeah,
I got you all day.
No.
I got you all day.
Oh my gosh,
do this
Dwayne.
after church.
Dwayne.
Actually, I can't.
I'm going to start stretching.
Dwayne. I
Start
need
stretching
to be
right now.
on the screen with Dwayne.
Why?
Right now.
Why? Why are you being bossy?
Why have we not done this? Why have we not done
mile
this before?
or longer, Scott.
Yeah.
Part of me
that's a
feels like
lack
we've
of
been using
laps.
This
Yeah.
is a lack of margin use, wise margin use. Because in my margin should have been this race. We're doing it, filming it. Let's go.
Let's go.
Put in the chat right now. Who do
Let's
you think
go.
will win?
You can get us on the track
Yeah.
and dust off my old spikes. Got this.
Never
Okay.
mind. Never mind.
Why? Go ahead. Go and talk trash, Joey.
I won't even.
go.
I won't even
I
use
love
any
this
spikes.
so much.
I'll wear some winter boots.
Oh, let's go. This.
I love it.
Wow.
Guys have
All
my
right.
age.
Wait, when are you free? When's your margin this week?
Whenever.
Bro, I've been working.
Not whenever, but,
I moved 90 tons of dirt yesterday. And still, you're gonna be eating my dust.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just messing. I'm just messing. Okay, so if I don't do as much as possible with my life or with my children, I'll fall behind. I will be poor. I won't be accepted, and I won't measure up. Are the common phrases people use to justify their busyness, and you don't even know what is it. And you're using your neighbors to define measuring up, and you're doing the same with your kids. Well, if my kids aren't doing this, they don't take advantage of every opportunity. They might not get into this college, and they might not do this and that, and all of a sudden you've got your kids running all over, and all we've got is busy people being busy. And in busyness, we are very hard and difficult to deal with because busy people have bad attitudes. Busy people are tired. Busy people are drinking caffeinated beverages to make themselves get through the day, not just because they enjoy it. If I don't take coffee at 3 a.m., I can't shuttle my children everywhere. I can't go do all the things I want to do. Then maybe it's a shift. So let's jump into what Jesus has to say this, because we've got the big build up here. We've talked about culture. Culture has permeated Jesus followers. Culture has duped us. In the I think it was just coming out of the Depression at the end of World War I. But around that time period, the most way people did things is they traded. Money wasn't a big deal. I know that's crazy. In 1913, money was not really what you sought after. It was, Lily, you have a skill. Like, let's use current day things. Lily can make great artwork, digital things. She can do websites. Lily, I will trade my ability to train you for your marathon that you're running this fall if you will make a flyer for this next thing.
Cool.
We make the deal. We're trading. No money's exchanged. And so all of a sudden, our services are being traded. That's what it was back then. It was, I can make clothes. You grow food, let's make an exchange. We need that. No money's traded. Well, someone in there, you can track history. Somebody came with the idea, well, let's make where currency is the thing we trade. Because if we make currency the thing we trade, we make more money in the process, and it'll help us do our dreams we want. So they create the soccer market and a lot of all these other details we don't have time to go into. Well, now we have to create marketing to market people to buy these things, so more money's thrown into the stock market, so more money's being made by these big companies and things like that. And so then it became, I'm not trading my services with you. I'm now being told I need the latest Model T car. Why would you walk? Why would you ever put one foot in front of the other? You could drive a car. Right? We see it still today. And I like that. I enjoy the things that are being created. This isn't like, hey, let's go back to all that. No, I'm just trying to tell you, people have tapped into something that's already inside humans. We compare ourselves. We define ourselves successful by how busy we are, but what does Jesus have to say about it? Jesus comes along and says, hey, listen, I'm going to introduce you into a lifestyle that's going to take the burden off of keeping up with your neighbors and the Joneses and everybody else. Jesus introduces this earth-shattering thought that just smacked culture in its face, and ever since, psychologists has been doing all these brain studies and confirming what Jesus already had to say. And this is what Jesus says. The author Matthew records it in Matthew chapter 6. He says, therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life. We've used this a lot about different topics, but it's always worth reminding. Do not worry about your life and what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more than food, the body more than clothes? That's kind of where I was getting with everybody. Keep going, necessities. Jesus is like, hey, your idea of what necessities are is jacked up. Jesus is saying, so we get to this necessity thing and we're like, yeah, these are the things that, but again, I know we need food. If I don't go with food, I won't be very good at what I do. I'll be pretty hangry. You don't want to be around me when I'm hangry. And then Jesus goes into this great illustration about, listen, aren't you paying attention to the birds of the air? Are you not paying attention to all these different things in the world, nature, how I provide them, that I've created an ecosystem of the birds and the animals need water. So I've got this whole system I created in the ecological sense of, man, we'll put water on the earth, evaporates into clouds, clouds move around the world and bring rain to different places so people can continue to drink and thrive and grass can grow and all these beautiful, amazing things that just are phenomenal. God creates this entire system. And so then he goes on about it. After he's talking about all of these, hey, don't the birds eat? And I'm mindful of them. And he goes, so do not worry, verse 31. So do not worry, saying, what shall I eat? Or what shall I drink? Or what shall I wear? For the pagans run after these things. He's trying to say that's culture. And your heavenly Father knows what you need, that you need them. And then here's the but. But says, I'm going to cancel out what just said. Anytime my kids say, but Dad, it's like, no, you just gave me but. You're going to try to cancel out what I just said. And as soon as they say but, they're trying to enter into a negotiation. It's a trigger word for me. It's like, oh no, this terrorist is trying to talk me down right now. That's not going to happen. I go into the you can't move me situation because they say but, and it's like, no, what I said is truth, and it is immovable. There's no negotiating. You can do it, and then we can talk about it, but there's no talking about it before you do what I just asked you to do. But here's Jesus saying, but, cancels out something. He goes, but, something else he says, right? But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. But seek first the kingdom, his kingdom, and his righteousness. It means waking up is in my priority. This is why people talk about small or quiet times where you read your Bible. Jesus is trying to say, listen, a reordering of priorities in your life. Seek first me and learn about who I am and how I God created you. When I say that, I'm not speaking to myself. I'm talking about God, the creator. He created us, and he's like, I know how you work and function. Meet with me daily. Read the scriptures. Seek first his kingdom, not your kingdom. But boy, do we get it? I mean, it doesn't take much for human nature to kick in and go, but I want that. In order to get that thing, I need to work more hours to get that thing. I want a bigger house. I want a cabin. I want a boat. I want to add on. I want an addition. I want whatever. I don't want to drive this car that functions great. It might fall apart here and there, but I'm going to go get into debt. So now I have to give more hours to my job to pay for the debt I created. And this vicious circle continues to happen because I wanted something. I'm seeking first my kingdom, not his kingdom. That's why we always say the question, what's the wise thing to do? What is the wise thing to do? We had to do some maintenance on our property over the last couple of days. We have a pipe that part of our plumbing goes out over a hillside. It's eroding the hill. It seems like, oh, this is not a good thing. So we had to do some work moving a ton of earth to do what we were doing. And while we were doing it, we thought, hey, let's make some new trails. And so it's going to be pretty cool to review what we've been doing. It's a lot of fun. So our kids have been working, and they got really heavy-duty tools, like sharp shovels and rakes, but they're not your leaf rakes. And Spy was like acting like it was a lightsaber. Inspire, he's one of our boys, and he's like, and I'm walking by him, and he hits me in the calf with the pointed end of the stinking rake. Ooh. Yeah. I was like, yeah, you grumble a little bit. You're like, what are you doing? This is not Star Wars. It's like, man, you've got to be wise in what you're doing.
This is not Star Wars.
I said to him, Spy, you've got to always ask yourself, is this the wise thing to do right now? And so I said, ask yourself, is this the way? So he says, Inspire, is this the wise thing to do right now? I go, what's your answer, Spy? He goes, no, this is not the wise thing to do right now. I go, exactly. If you would have started with that, you wouldn't have almost shot my leg off. Trying to teach him what I'm trying to teach you today. Before you do your decisions, before you take the promotion, ask yourself, is this the wise thing to do? Do I want to be more busy? Is this the wise thing to do to set up my 3 kids or my 2.4 kids and get them all into these different sports, and then I'm going to be busy and disgruntled, and our family will never connect. We won't actually know each other. When they turn 18, they're just going to fly out of the house, and they're never going to want to be with me. I was talking to somebody the other day, isn't it just right? When your kids become 16 years old and 13, they just don't want to be with you anymore. And I was like, that's what culture tells you. But when you read through scriptures, no, you want your kids to have wings and fly and go. But family, if done correctly, family, it should be like a tribe where they move around it together. This isn't trying to control something like some weird, gross version of family where it's like, oh, no, you got to live in this compound situation. No, but I'm saying if done right, your family wants to be around you. Your kids at 16 want to hang out with you with their friends, not leaving. If done right, where we give them the wings and we've created this entire experience growing them up that no, family is together. We make time for each other. But if we're making time to make more money, to get the bigger house and to live in a certain area, what we're doing is keeping up with the Joneses, and we're teaching our kids, no, you got to get busy because busy will get you it. Whatever it is. And Jesus is trying to say, listen, don't worry about that stuff. That's garbage. That's going to destroy your life, but seek first the kingdom of God. When we seek first his stuff, Then what happens, Joey, Lily, and Dwayne, is that we get busy doing his stuff, not my stuff. And when we do his stuff, we are more fulfilled. Can anyone, every one of you, and a few that are online, those that are on camera, you just wrapped up our small groups here at Unlock Church, and that was Financial Peace University. What was one of the big quotes that Dave Ramsey and Lily's eyes just went big? Dave Ramsey says in his teaching about a generous person will never what? A person that gives of their time and their money is what, Lil?
They'll never be sad. They'll never be lonely. They'll never be depressed.
You're got the
said
ballpark.
that.
What is
He
the-
did. Dwayne, do you remember? It's in the workbook. It's one of the quote paragraphs. Do you remember the version? Lily's close. He doesn't remember either. Joey doesn't even know. My goodness, Dan and Jen might even have their workbook and they're going to it. But
I do.
Something
you
he
have the
says
workbook?
probably every week.
No, he got
Or
on to
was it the-
generosity, and he wasn't just talking about money. He's talking about time, being about serving other people. He goes, you will never meet a depressed person that gives generously. You'll never meet a depressed person that gives generously of their time and their money. But culture says otherwise. You'll never meet a depressed person that has a lot of stuff. You'll never meet a depressed, overwhelmed person if they have two houses and cars and all these toys. You'll never be depressed because they need to make money off of you. And so they got to give you the fear like, hey, if you don't have the latest car, then who are you? Did you arrive? Like, oh, you were this in college. You're most likely to succeed, but you don't drive this car, so you failed. And Jesus is like, no, that's not failure. Not having the car is not failure. We've got to learn these things because what we do is we trade in the important for urgent. And we create our urgencies. I need money to pay off the debt I have. You did the urgent. You gave up the important. Joey, list to me what's important in your life. Every day, what's important?
Man. My family.
Okay, I'm not going to make you sweat too long. Dwayne, coming to you. What's important in your life? Here's the deal. If you can't spit it out fast, then get it wrote down. This is the truth. Like Joey's going on. Because what happens is then we're going to trade in urgent, because we don't even know what's in. We say family, and that's like saying, what's the right answer about it? Most things, Jesus and love. Oh, good answer. Right? But family, yes. But like what more? We got to unpack these things. So, Dwayne, what's important to you and Elizabeth?
I mean, like God, like doing what we've been called to do, doing what He's asking us to do. So obedience. Yeah, like family time, like just being around each other, talking about the day, talking about, okay, hey, what's going on? How was your day? Struggles, what went good? What was a highlight? What was something that went wrong? So just kind of spending time just to relaxing with each other.
Okay, that's good. We'll stop there because you can keep going. But I'm trying to get people to unpack this. Lily, what's important to you? Every day, 24 hours, what's important?
I would say spending time with Jesus, spending time with Jordan, getting the ball down the field in what I believe in. That
Okay.
involves people working out.
Okay, so right, if you can't list it, now Lily, she had the most time. That's why hers was very polished. But what's important? Like, do you have a spot where people can push back on your importancies? Or what's important to you? Because sometimes what gets on our plate of important really isn't important. It's like, yeah, okay. No, that's cool, but that's not a necessary. That's a frill. That's a great thing.
But
yes?
I'm just wondering.
Yeah, that's great, because everyone's wondering.
But if something is important to you, could that be God putting you in that area for a reason? Like, because, I've had this tension all the time because you're talking about sports. And I think it's going to be a constant tension. And I think Michaela and I have talked about it even before our kids are in sports and stuff. But, like, if they're in sports, I shouldn't even say that because they're not even in the, I don't know if that's something they're interested in. But, like, because sport, like, that's something that's important to me. So me putting time and effort into that area of my life, is that, like, not a necessity? Like,
Yeah, it's not.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean it's bad. Remember, we're trying to get
But
people.
remember, he's
But then
asking if God put this in our heart.
Right, I'm gonna get there. I'm
Right,
gonna
like-
get there.
like
But you answered your own question. It's not a necessary thing. You're not gonna.
So
I'm gonna answer
what-
your question, and I'm not telling you you're
what's-
wrong. But I need to make sure that people understand that we put things that yes, that's a necessary thing. Like Lily put working out on. That's not necessary. She enjoys
Right, but the
it.
question was, what's important
Well,
to you?
so
But
seek first His kingdom. That's
There
the,
you
that's
go.
The only thing.
If you are constantly, genuinely, like Joey, I know you, I do life with you. You are seeking first His kingdom. So therefore, when you put your kids in sport, now there might be occasion where you get duped and it's out of the wrong heart, but it's like, no, I want my child there because I want to be a light in the darkness. I'm going to take the things that now are important to me. They're not necessary.
You also got to be careful not to justify that. That is the reason.
Yeah, I talked to somebody that wanted to buy a boat. This is a real story. I want to buy a boat. I'm going to go in debt to buy a boat. I think I should buy a boat. What? I love fishing. And then I go, well, do you feel like you should buy a boat? Like, well, I'm going to go, because they're talking about going in debt. I go, do you feel like Jesus is saying buy a boat? It's like, oh, I don't know about that, but, you know what I could do is run small groups off of that, and then I'm using it for His kingdom. But it didn't start with His kingdom. It got manipulated into His kingdom, so now it seems justifiable what we're doing. So as long as we are truth tellers, this is why I have accountability around me. It's because my emotions get wrapped up in a lot of things, and I go, let's pursue this, and let's do this and that, and all of a sudden we're pursuing a million things because they're good ideas, but not led by Jesus. And so having people around their lives. So Joey, you're getting your kids involved in sports is great. But inside a framework that doesn't stress out what is necessary and important. Like, we got to be careful to define sports as in a value. It can be important, but it's probably should be way down the list of like, no, if we are driving all over the place and we don't have family time at least 3 times a week, and when you got to define your family time, then we've made this more important than family. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. But it also comes down to, in the level of importance, if Jesus is first, okay, you got to wrestle out as a follower of Jesus today, going, what am I teaching? That because sport leagues all over the place, it's a plague right now of they play on Sundays, they practice on Sundays, they don't care about church anymore. And as a follower of Jesus, we've surrendered to that. Oh no, it's cool. Let's go race. Let's go do these things on Sundays, and we are teaching. Because things are caught, not taught. We're teaching that the value of what Jesus loves the most, the church, the assembly, the gathering of people, it's not that important. The next generation is catching this from parents. So you would have to wrestle that out. How do we do sports and make sure that we're still teaching that we're seeking first the kingdom? That's a big tension, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think too, Joey, like with you saying God put this on my heart, like I think that He's gonna allow us in spaces that others don't have the privilege of. Like, I'm not gonna be in the spaces that you're in with sports, but you're also not gonna be in the spaces I'm in with CrossFit, right? But it's going in with the right heart, right posture, right mindset. That it'll go back and forth. It'll be like.
Yeah.
You know.
Remember as go ahead.
No, I think this is gonna be like for this to like, yeah, like this is a great topic, but I feel like you can't just be a one-time thing where you just hear this and it's like you're constantly gonna have to.
This has to permeate past the skin to the heart.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's gonna go in one ear and out the other, and you're just gonna keep doing the same thing.
Because culture is throwing at us all the time, and if we're not seeking first Jesus' kingdom, then what's going to happen is that all these other kingdoms are going to have our attention, and we're going to get duped. It happens all the time. There has to be an evaluation of your family or you as an individual. Why in the world do we all of a sudden? It's not. Like, all of a sudden, people think that, no, people have always had all of these mental health struggles. It's just we're validating it all of a sudden. There might be a little bit of truth to it. But the real truth is that our culture has bombarded us with this is successful, being busy, getting after all these things instead of like, no, I got to find peace and satisfaction in Jesus first. Jesus first. That's where Jesus is trying to say, Joey, back to you. Seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. If your lens, a bad camera here. Let's go wide shot really quick. Here's my idea. It's like I put these glasses on. Now all of a sudden I see the world through these glasses. The view changes. They're polarized lenses, so I can't actually see any of the monitors in the room. So my vision has changed. When we put on Jesus lenses, we see everything through that. Is this the season to get my kids involved in the sports? Is this the wise thing to do right now? The answer could be yes. It could be no. It could be yes right now, we're in. And then next year, nope, we're out because of the season of life we're in, because there are outside circumstances that have made us overwhelmed and busy right now. Let's pull back. Instead, what we do is we try to just keep pushing and pushing. And it's like, no. Jesus says, don't worry about that stuff. Seek me first. And it seems so backwards to seek. So what I'm going to do is stop doing. Now that's going to freak me out more. But what we're doing is we're realizing that success in life is not by what I do or if I get it. It's Jesus first. And in having Jesus first, serving Jesus first, we're led by that, not by my debt, not led by my wants. And we've got to make sure we evaluate what's important. And then evaluate weekly, did we hit it? Remember, margin, the amount available beyond what is necessary. So here's another story with Jesus. This is great. Luke chapter 10, verse 13. As Jesus and his disciples were on their way, they came to a village where a woman named Martha opened up her home to him, so inviting him in for a little bit of tea. She had a sister called Mary who sat at the Lord's feet listening to what he had said. But, canceling now, Martha was distracted by all the preparation that had to be made. She came to him, so she's going to come and whine. She's going to come and whine to Jesus really quick, Martha is. Mary is. So she came to him and asked, Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to do the work by myself? Tell her to help me. Martha, Martha, I think Jesus shakes his head here. The Lord answered, you're worried about and upset about many things, but only one thing is needed. Mary has chosen what is better and will not be taken away from, it will not be taken away from her. There's a lot of things to be done and to do. And Mary is sitting at the knees of Jesus going, hey, I want to learn from you. This is where I always get, people matter. I love running. It's not more important than people. There have been plenty of times I've run at midnight to get my 15, 20 miles in because people are at my house. Now, somebody will go, that's just jacked up. Why would you do that? Because that's what Jesus did. And yeah, it cuts into my sleep and all these different things, but Jesus clearly is saying, hey, no, she's at my feet. You're worried about doing. And Holly and I will have this conversation in the house all the time. We have people over, and she'll all of a sudden, I got to get to the dishes. Like, how? We got people over, just hang with them. You don't get to hang with these. Those dishes are going to be there after the fact, but they're not going to be. Don't trade the important for the urgent. It's important as people. The urgent is, oh no, the dishes got to get done. Dishes got to get done. And it's like, no. People are there. Obviously, you got to be prepared for people. I get it. I wrote down to help start defining important, Joey. Important. We know this. It's God. It's family. It's friends. People. Faith. Urgent is deadlines, bills, keeping up with the Joneses. We don't have the margin to ask the question. We find ourselves in a spot of trouble. If we don't even have margin to stop and evaluate our life, guess what? You just run yourself into the ground. You know what happens when we run ourselves into the ground? Some medical issue always comes along and says, you need to pause. And then everything falls apart around us because it's like, oh man, I can't pay for all this stuff now. I can't get to work. And it's like, well, listen, now we're going to pray prayers to God. God, help me with this. And he's going, well, you didn't ask me if you should have bought it to begin with. And he's not like that. He's a loving God, but I'm just trying to say, what's the wise thing to do? When your margin decreases, your stress increases. Your relationship intimacies decrease. You know what I heard this week? This was wild. Somebody's telling me how busy they were, and they go, Scott, I think my marriage can weather this. My busyness. I was like, shouldn't like all the alarms go off in our heads like man, danger, you think, you're hoping. It's like, is it worth trading that in to succeed for a company that will just replace you? You could be traded in like a car. We try to do that like around here as a church. You got to understand, your church, we're trying to be mindful of that stuff. Like, as Lily's just figuring out how to be married and be a wife and all these things, just trying to give her the margin to successfully do that. And when you can see she's stressed and all these things, like, oh, you can see the margin is disappearing. It's like, hold on, let's help you. Right? Because we want to help. Mm-hmm. This church is trying to create that, where we're not trading in what is important for urgent. Now, sometimes that has to happen. Sometimes in life, there are urgencies that happen. Somebody's getting really sick, all those things happen, okay? This is time to come to Jesus, right? This is what Jesus says, okay? Here's the promise that comes to Jesus as we land this. Come to me, he says, all of you who are weary and burdened. And you grew up in the church, you've heard this. And I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for my soul. Matthew 11:28. Here's what Jesus is saying. Listen, culture is going to beat you down, overweight you, and consume you. I'm going to give you a burden that's light and manageable. Seek first me, and you're going to find rest. But we don't seek him, right? So we don't find the rest. We don't find the rest. Here's a thought for you, and there's so much more we have to say about this. It's just, we're going to land the plane here. Remembering that our time is limited provides us with the wisdom to know how to spend our limited time. Our days are numbered. God's numbered them. There was this hospice nurse that did a big study. She released this study recently. If you can hang tight, we're going to wrap this thing up, okay? She needs to get to the church to do the welcome. But this nurse did this study, and she releases it, and she was, hospice are there at death, okay? And so she just concluded, here's what she put in her book. She goes, the number 1 and 2 regrets of people on their deathbed. Number 1 and 2 of 100. I mean, could you imagine that's your job? She goes, this was never stated by anyone. I wish I had worked harder. She said, this was what came from every patient that I nursed, and I'm quoting it. They missed their children's youth and their spouse's companionship. All of the men I nursed deeply regretted spending so much time on the treadmill of the work treadmill. I got to get more. And the number 1 regret, I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected me. Those are the 2 big regrets of people that have been at their deathbed. What we're trying to do is come in together. It doesn't have to be your story. Get off the treadmill. Take on the yoke of Jesus and make it memorable. Have check-ins for yourself. As Joe is alluding to, this is hard. Are we doing the right thing? Check in. You have to have guardrails. You have to have indicators. Are we doing this right? We've used this. Holly and I always talk about 5 times. I know it's high. 5 times we need to sit down together as a family around the table. And it's usually a 3-hour endeavor. And we sit there, we laugh, play games. But what are we doing? We're just communicating. We get to hear about everybody's life. What's your guardrails? What are the idiot lights in your life? Let's pray. Lil, will you pray for us?
Absolutely. God, I just thank you so much for this topic because it draws us back to you. So, Lord, in all of this, for those who are overwhelmed, for those who don't really know how to answer what's important, or for those who even don't feel busy or feel like they're in a season where they are taking things off so there is more margin, may we all just do what your word initiates us to do, and that's seek you first. May we all have a moment before the week starts where we sit down and we go, Lord, I want to seek you first. Help me do that this week. And just help us to paint out what that looks like, and help the people celebrate the small wins. Because as they start to just implement things in their life, we can't do it all at once, but Lord, we know we're working toward you. So help them celebrate those things. And we just thank you for the opportunity to be here. And may we continue to keep coming back to learn and grow together. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much for being with us today. If you would love to give your tithes and offering, we make it really easy here. You can go to unlockchurch/give, like we mentioned earlier, for the mission trip. You can go that way, or you can text the number 77977 to the word unlock to give. And we do thank you for your guys' generosity. Your tithes are helping us be able to do what we do, and we appreciate that. But that's not why we do this. This isn't like some paycheck you give us. This is your responsibility inside a follower of Jesus. And we learned something this past week. We'll say just a little bit here. But this is not about your salvation. Oh, I give money so I'm saved more. No, this is an obedience thing. This is God saying, no, I want to remind you that you need to be generous and practice that muscle. So next week, we're going to wrap up Difficult People, where we've enjoyed this. Then we'll have a Mother's Day special. And so we're excited about the next couple weeks here at Unlock Church. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit the thumbs up on this. Everyone have a great day. Dwayne, thanks for being with us today. So good to see you with your Viking flag in the background. And we'll see everybody next week. Okay?
Bye, Dwayne.
See you guys.
Adios, everybody.
Bye.